Hey everyone, Simon here again bringing you more Magic the Gathering speculation. With Shadows over Innistrad comes numerous mysteries regarding the story of the set, secrets still left buried unanswered just below the surface of the cards. It's time to again read between the lines. So with our focus on SOI, we're of course going to discuss just what the heck's going on in the set. We know a lot of major things, yet some questions remain ever growing, left to fester like a sour thought. It hurts my soul as a Vorthos. One of the greatest mysteries might not even be resolved in SOI, however. The mystery of the hidden Eldritch Moon. Eldritch Moon is the name of SOI's sister expansion, the last leg of this block, so we naturally expect a lot of issues to be resolved there. But still, we have access to information now that could lend hints to what this strange force might be. First off, what exactly is the Eldritch Moon, and how do we know it exists at all? All the information we have on this object was collected by the Moonfolk Planeswalker Tamiyo in her journal, currently in Jace Belleron's possession. These are her exact words from journal entry 735, Hunter's Moon. The previous week brought reports of continuing increases in werewolf-related fatalities sent by the Gavany census, which have been confirmed by independent slayers and far exceeds the numbers of Generic and Lotka's typical predator-prey predictions. Since then, roads to the observatory have been blockaded and further information has been difficult to gather. Many of our colleagues have barricaded themselves in their homes and abandoned their work. Resources have thinned, but I remain determined to continue my recordings on their cases. The feeding behavior of Innistrad's supernatural inhabitants is closely entwined with the regular motions of the Heron Moon. A celestial conductor, she commands the mysterious motions of the primal heart that lead to transformation or murder with the shifts of her tides. As our colleagues in Kessig had seen the renewed savagery of lycanthropes, here in Nephalia, we too have recorded signs of the moon's unease. The oceans themselves have risen to record high tides in addition to a change in their direction. Despite experiments performed in triplicate, far exceeding tolerances for measurement error, the gravitational force governing the movement of the tides appears to have shifted from the moon itself to a location very close to the sea. Recent measurements of moon phase durations have shown asymmetrical alterations. The implication is that the moon's orbit itself is being pulled in some direction by a very large, very nearby object, still invisible to humanoid eyes. As candlelight flickers over my pen, I recall the lights of the Soratami rites of the new moon. We had held our festival lanterns in the ways of our forebears, beacons guiding each new moon to rise from the sea of clouds. What fruit will this reef bear to this plane? Each of my studies seems to blossom into more inquiries. For every answer, 3 questions. More questions. Endless questions. In summary of this initial set of observations, our best explanation is the sudden migration of a large celestial body in increasingly close proximity to Innistrad. Taken in total, the findings presented in this work support the presence of an object of significant mass, most likely a new astral body, an Eldritch Moon of sufficient size as to provide a gravitational pull able to disrupt the normal patterns of both the tides and magical energy. Future field studies will be arranged to investigate. And that's the only bit of information we have currently on the Eldritch Moon as written by Tamiyo from her studies. Now, as Jace reads this information, he of course looks up instinctively to the sky to see, well, nothing. Although Tamiyo's certain that an invisible mass is close to Innistrad, there's no way for anyone to identify it. No illusion is being used on it either. Jace made sure to check that first, yet still, it must exist and it's somehow connected to the Drownyard Temple on the shores of Nephalia. Okay, so back into theory crafting mode. With the information we're given, what could this Eldritch Moon be? Well, we know it's a large, moon-sized astral body that is currently invisible to the human eye. It has to be large enough to impact the gravitational pull of both Innistrad's moon and its tides, while also appearing both suddenly and creeping ever closer to Innistrad itself. I don't know how Jace doesn't immediately come to this conclusion, seeing how he just faced these things on Zendikar, but one probable culprit could be the last remaining Eldrazi Titan, Emrakul. From the events of BFZ and OGW, Jace learned that the Eldrazi Titans physically on Zendikar were merely avatars, vessels or hands of their true selves which reside in the Blind Eternities. When he and the rest of the Gatewatch managed to pull the true Ulamog and Kozilek onto the surface, their size was noted as encompassing the entire horizon, like, let's say, a large moon would appear in the sky. So, obviously, the Eldrazi Titan's true mass is fitting of the description astral body. Another important note is that the real mass of the Eldrazi Titans were all but invisible to the denizens of the plane. When you looked up on Zendikar, you never saw them. In fact, not many believe that information was even true. So what does all this information mean then? Well, the popular theory that Nahiri is using the Cryptolith to summon Emrakul to Innistrad holds a lot more water now. Emrakul is the largest of the Eldrazi Titans, suggesting that its Blind Eternity's form must be something of gargantuan size, easily meeting the astral body requirement. Since they were hidden from view on Zendikar, I assume the Titan would also be concealed here on Innistrad, meeting the invisible requirement as well. All in all, Emrakul would easily fit into Tamiyo's description of the Eldritch Moon. Look guys, I know I flip-flop a lot on what I want to believe is going on in SOI in the next set, but Tamiyo's description, if valid, seems to describe only one thing we know of: Emrakul. Now, I could go around preaching false hope that it's somehow Yawgmoth and a device built by the Phyrexians, or perhaps it's Heliod, a god from Theros whose spark ignited and he's traveled to Innistrad on Nahiri's call. It just wouldn't be genuine. I truly want to believe it could be something else, but it seems the Eldritch Moon is most likely Emrakul. There's still hope out there, guys. Just because the Eldritch Moon may be Emrakul doesn't mean we'll have another Eldrazi-focused set. We didn't get a single Eldrazi-themed card in SOI, so it stands a chance it won't spontaneously return in Eldritch Moon. Emrakul, by Tamiyo's calculations, is only an astral body closing in on Innistrad, not directly here yet. It's possible that our heroes will stop Nahiri's plans and separate Emrakul from her targeted path towards Innistrad, freeing the plane from the dangers of yet another Eldrazi set. It can really go either way right now. Personally, I don't think we'll see Eldrazi in the next set. I just don't think Wizards of the Coast would wrap the Gatewatch into another story so similar and so quickly after OGW. Now, that being said, they could use Emrakul as a tool to get Sorin or Liliana Vest to join the Gatewatch, filling in that Black Planeswalker spot we've all been waiting for. But I'm sure there's other ways that they could get that to happen. Even though Emrakul may be involved, she will not be the main baddie in this block. Yes, it's a threat, but Nahiri and the conflict between her and Sorin is the real threat to Innistrad. Anyway guys, that's the info we have on the Eldritch Moon. Is this damning evidence that confirms Emrakul is involved, or is there another astral body which could be at play here? Maybe Nahiri is pulling a moon-sized asteroid made of clear crystal towards Innistrad, trying to blow it up Bruce Willis style. Any theory is up for grabs, guys. Let me know yours in the comments below. In any case, if you enjoyed the video, consider giving it a like and subbing to the channel. It goes a long way in supporting future content. You can also support this channel by becoming a patron on Patreon. Not only do you directly support the videos, but you also get entered into monthly giveaways for anything from packs to entire booster boxes. Check out my page linked in the description below. Remember to also follow me on social media, in case you're curious of my personal life and opinions on MTG stuff. Again, find those links below. As always guys, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.